What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. Now, I want to talk about this 5v5 situation going on. Matchroom versus Queensberry. Now, let me say, the video package they put together, a little short film, I liked it. I respect that. This is what the type of packages that they put together in other sports. It's to, of course, get the juices flowing and get you more intrigued into the fight, of course. Now, this is definitely something that I can deal with, that I can work with and appreciate in the sport. That's a part of some gladiator type stuff, man. Like, these guys are gonna fight, they're gonna get in the ring, go to war, so they put this little, short film together. That's acceptable. Social media beefs aren't. The back and forth, the little crybaby stuff. Now compare this, for example, compare that little package put together versus just the face-offs and these little press conferences where these guys are sitting here and all they're basically doing is bringing up old sparring sessions and shoving each other and getting each other's faces and just talking. They're trying their hardest to get interest into the fight. But when they put little packages together, it's always some little emotional, I'm going through this, I went through this, I went through that, I didn't have this when I was coming up, and it's just the same repetitive nonsense. Honestly, it's just like someone says they're a photographer, and the only thing that they do is go to their window every single day and just record squirrels doing the same different things. At some point, it's like, okay, the first time I saw it was cool, but all right, there's no interest there anymore, right? So now you got to start recording other things. Get some other shots. Let's get some eagles. Let's catch a hawk swooping down to grab its prey. You got to get something that's going to make people want to watch. And so even just that little video package that they put together, that little short film, was more entertaining than anything else that's going on right now with all this back and forth and just hopping on social media and basically making every excuse to not fight. And the fact that we know we have these fights coming, and so yeah, it's something else to get your attention, to get you wanting to watch the pay-per-view. And see, the thing that I like about what they're doing over here, what the Saudis are doing, is the fact that they want the whole card to be like every fight to get attention. That's why they put these stacked cards together. There's no sense to just throw a fight on it just to fill up the card. Let's say they want to give you 7 fights, but it's like, nah, those other 2 fights would just be filler, and no. So we're going to give them 5. And basically everything is, let's put the best versus the best. Now, how the fights go, we don't know how they're going to go. But at least the fact, you see the effort there, and the fact that they are pulling to get the best to fight the best. So I like that. I like what they did with that. And this is, like I said, this is respectable. This is grown man stuff. Not 2 guys sitting in front of each other talking about, I knocked you out in the 6th grade, I bust your head with a brick in the 7th grade, or I chased you home in the 4th grade, or I was dating your sister, where your mom at, and all this silly, goofy shit. And, just face off, do what you're going to do, and then, the fight has to happen. This is why, even like the first time around, all the extra talk that Jarrell Miller was doing was like, man, that's just so unnecessary. These guys got to fight. They talking about, man, it's boring, man. Y'all gotta sell the fight. Nah, the trash talking isn't going to sell the fight. I don't care if the pay-per-view is $30, $50, $80, $100. I've never found myself going, oh shit, he said he's gonna punch him in the right side of his face in the 3rd round. I gotta buy the pay-per-view and see if he's gonna actually do that. Like, you understand what I'm saying to you? Like, no, it's the fighters involved. So, this is grown man steps. Give us something that grown men, like if you grew up watching like Rambo and Action Jackson and Commando and stuff like that, Predator and all that, yeah, that's the kind of stuff you like to see. If you grew up in the day watching Mike Tyson and you seen Muhammad Ali fight and these guys, you saw guys going in and go to war. That's what you want to see. Nobody wants to see this little sissy slapping and just insults and I said this and I did this to you and leaking sparring footage and just talking trash. But nah, I like Devin Haney as a fighter. I want to see Dev cook whoever he fights. But, that little sissy shit him and Ryan Garcia got going on isn't intriguing at all, man. It's really not intriguing at all. It's just the type of thing where you look at it and it's like, man, like I'm watching a couple of damn elementary school kids, like a couple of 8th graders just sitting here with attitude problems. That's not intriguing. So, I don't know. It's like they're trying to pull all this out. Let's walk up to each other, argue, shove you. I'm gonna shove you in the face or whatever. I mean, whatever, whether it was planned that way or whatever. Bottom line is, it's not even intriguing, man. And if that was planned, that's the best that Ryan can come up with. Where your mama? Where your mom, bitch? Where your mama? I mean, all of this nonsense. Like, yeah. So this was definitely something that was different. It's not just about the video package. It's the fights that's going to be there, and the fact they put all of them in that, and that type of that one video will get it'll get a lot of views. People will pay attention to that. So, has a different feel to it, as a movie type look, a cinematic look. So yeah, it'll get attention. People will pay more attention to that, and they'll go, "What is this?" And people who might not have even been paying attention to what's going on might wind up saying, damn, this looks interesting. Oh, these are boxers? Okay. And they got Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren sitting there playing cards and all, and they're saying their piece to each other back and forth. This is what you do. And it also goes to show you how people can get set in their own ways and stuck beyond the times, because if you look at PBC, who is basically a company that wants to keep all their fights in-house, and anybody that fights a PBC fighter is like, well, come over here and sign with the PBC, even if it's for a one-fight deal. And then we can make something happen. And they're going to continue to put these little garbage, like, look, when the PBC puts a good card on, right? Great, because that's what we want to see. I'm not one of those, I'm pro Matchroom, I'm pro this, no. Whoever's putting on good fights, that's what I want to see. So there's no rival like, I don't rock with the PBC, or I don't rock with... No. It's not about that. And this is why I say, disconnect yourself from these fanboys, because if you listen to them, they'll make you not like something, because they had that ability to just talk rubbish and make a bunch of pointless, stupid conversations and make a video out of it and call that shit knowledge. But at the end of the day, people need to find ways to step their game up. Step their game up. Let's put things out that people want to see. Stop the little boy route and put something out for the real boxing fans. It's like you have that series of movies where it gets a lot of publicity, a lot of people like the movie, and then all of a sudden they put a version of the movie out and you're like, what the hell? What is this shit? But it's directed to a younger audience. So now they want to pull a younger audience in. So now when they make the next one following that, hopefully they get the younger audience with the original older audience all to like, okay, now this movie's going to be bigger than the last one. So that type of thing. That's not what boxing is doing. They just have a very childish way of getting these things out. And it's just like a weird feeling. So when you are putting a presentation together to sell something, that's the type of things that you need in boxing, man. We don't need this little sissy shit. We don't need everybody in their damn feelings getting all super emotional, and can't accept the defeat. And you feel like people would take a page out of somebody else's book and say, hey man, I like what they're doing. You know what? We need to do something more like that. Because it's like monkey see, monkey do. Everybody want to follow the same nonsense. And look, I'm not stupid, man. Look, I'm not the only content creator. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of stuff I know I don't see anybody else talking about. I'll drop a video, and all of a sudden, other people will start. And I'm talking something that's like not just off the rip that, oh, everybody's going to pay attention to. You know, and then everybody start making videos. It's like, all right, cool, no problem. No problem. No bitterness for me. You know, and it's cool if we can inspire each other. But you also have people that just make up lies and make a video based on nothing. They're just talking shit. But they know that they got a bunch of airheads that's going to view it and go, oh shit, they're going to take a look, take a listen and go, hey, yeah, you know what? And start commenting because they're spewing out hate for a particular fighter or they're showing praise for a particular fighter. So, yeah, this is the type of grown-up stuff that we need to see, man. I respect what they did with that little package and hopefully the fights live up to the hype. Hopefully that the event, you know, gets the attention that boxing really needs. And pretty much the thing about it is boxing has been sectioned off because you have these fools that, oh, I only like PBC. So basically they won't watch matchroom fights. They'll just watch the highlights or get them or maybe their pride won't let them admit that they watch matchroom or anything else. I mean, how stupid. How incredibly stupid, man. Like it's just dumb. You know, ever since I've been a kid, I used to watch grown people argue what's better, WWE or WCW or ECW. And I used to just look at these people like, man, why can't y'all just watch each show and just enjoy it for what it is? Why everything has to be a comparison? Why does everything have to be pick and choose? Oh, I can't stand Raven. Raven suck. Raven ain't shit. All of a sudden, Raven leaves ECW and come to WWE. Oh shit, we got Raven. Yeah, Raven. So yeah, I mean, it's so stupid. It's just so stupid, man. It's really also stupid. So I like what the Saudis are doing, and you know, listen. Like I said, I hope they don't pull no shady business and try to rob Usyk. You know, give credit where it's due. But they're all human beings, and every human being have the ability to do something wrong, and I'm just hoping they don't try to rob Usyk when he fights Fury. And I know that's on a different card, but I'm just saying, it just popped in my mind because, like I said, I'll give props where it's due. I don't have no problem doing that. No problem doing that. But my point is, hopefully they keep up the good work. And that it only gets better, and it's just the type of thing where they call it down the middle and they put these things together properly, you know, and put their best foot forward in doing so. Otherwise, you know, now you have a choice, okay? Nobody's telling you not to watch boxing. You watch what you want to watch. But when you are complaining about the product that you're getting, and now you have a choice to say, well, I don't even have to watch what these people are doing. And the thing about it is the fighters, they suffer when bad business is being done, and let's just say it's not their fault. But when fighters get to the point where they start, you know, feed into this nonsense and trying to dismiss fighting guys that they should fight, well, what do you think is going to happen, right? So I'm looking forward to a solid card. And basically, I mean, for me, the fight I really want to see for the fight itself is Bivol versus Beterbiev, you know, and then with Wilder and Zhang, that fight right there, you know, because what's at stake, you know, yeah. So off top, those are the first two fights I want to see. Like, well, that's the ones I want to see the most right now. I'll dig into the rest of the card at some point. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tonight, I don't know. But yeah, I like that little short film that they did. And you know, we listen, man, we gladiators. We like gladiator sports. That's the type of things that we want to see. Something more, you know, and that's more the taste of grown adults. Not this whole, you know, you can't put Pee Wee Herman in a fucking horror movie and expect him to be scary, man. You know what I mean? That's what you're doing with these little silly, goofy, back and forth nonsense. And you also would think people would look at Eddie Hearn and look at Frank Warren and say, you know what, man? These two put their differences aside. They're making things happen. You know, and we need to do the same thing. We need to stop with all of this nonsense and holding fighters back, trying to hold fighters back. The fighters are stupid for letting them hold them back. Bottom line, it's your career. They can manage fighters far longer than you can actually fight. So, this is the thing where they need to people need to grow up and wake up. And that's part of the problem. You have too many little boys running around here. They're not even men yet. Let's be honest with you. They're men only in age. But characteristic-wise, you're not going to let somebody sit here and burn you. Think about this, y'all. Where you work right now, if you come to the conclusion that you're not making enough money and you have to depend on overtime to make ends meet, and you think, common sense, I need a better paying job, right? And you tell me that they're hiring at other places and you're checking and you're searching. Are you going to check and search, or are you going to just sit there and do nothing about it? You're going to complain about your pay. You're going to complain about, oh, they won't even give us a decent raise or whatever it may be, or I can't even get the overtime that I want. But you're not looking to do anything to improve that. So what is it going to take for you to lose that job maybe, or something goes wrong, your car gets repossessed or whatever because you can't make payments or whatever? So why would you let things get to that point, right? So it's no different. This is a job for these guys. And when your career is not moving the way that you would like for it to move, then what are you going to do about it? Because complaining and talking shit, that's not going to get it done. So yeah, I enjoyed the little video that they did, man. And I'm bringing these other things up because I'm getting so many different emotions right now, different feelings and shit popping in my head, because it's like the confidence in their product. You understand what I mean? And them showing you, we're not playing games here, man. We're doing things to get you, Now just imagine, instead of doing that, they just have guys sitting up, and they're going to have their videos. They're going to have their little interviews and all that. They're going to talk and say what they're going to say. We've already seen, some of this stuff. But I'm saying, like, in terms of them wanting to really push this or promote this is how you do it. Not have a fighter sitting in front of a camera breaking down, crying, and talking about how he loved God and Jesus, and he wants to give people the love in his heart, and he's in tears. Then the next minute he's a gangster. Next minute he's a holy man. The next minute he has a foul mouth, and he's all this goofy nonsense back and forth. Nobody cares about this little boy shit, these little boy antics, little childish little boy antics. Nobody cares about that. So, I mean, to me, it's like your whole presentation, from the commentary team and everything, you want everything to be on point. But yeah, I'm just saying, man, you got to consider all things. You can't look at just one thing. We can't just look at one thing, or the minor stuff. You have to look at everything, every aspect. Okay, you drive a car, right? Everything you need to be working on that car. You can't have 3 tires. You got to have 4. You need 4 wheels, not 3. Your headlights got to be working. Everything, your windshield wipers. You want everything needs to be working, right? Just like when you go through inspection, right? There's certain things that have to work for you to go through inspection and pass it. Are you going to sit here and go, okay, now that I passed inspection, I'm not going to get new tires no more? Or I'm not going to... No. It's a repeated cycle. You're always going to have to make sure that everything is functioning properly. And it's for your safety and everybody else around you. That's all. Here's a situation where if this fails, it's like, well, why did it fail? How could this fail? And they're putting the best cards on. They're putting the best fights. You can't, and you know what? I always said Matchroom, to me, was putting the best cards on. To me, Matchroom was. When PBC put a good card on, any other promotion, I just don't like the mindset that people have with this whole, I'm just going to pick and choose. Yet you claim you're a boxing fan. No, you're not a boxing fan. You're a boxer fan. Now all of a sudden y'all choosing promotions. Like how goofy is that? That's some real nerd shit. So I hope the Saudis can keep things going. Also, I would like to see the women get a fair shake as well. I would like to see them start to, with the Clarissa Shields and, different people like the Katie Taylors and all. Let's get them on these cards too. You know, let's start getting them on these cards too. And listen, if I don't know if they probably won't put an all-female pay-per-view together like they did in the UK, but even if they don't and they mix it up, you could do something different. You know, give us three female top female fights. You know, the best versus the best. Three of the top men versus best versus the best or whatever. You know, yeah. But they need to be on these cards. And there's a lot of work, lot more, you know, things that can happen. This is only the third event that they have coming up right now. Third. So yeah, I mean, but they're busting their ass, man. They're working their asses off to make these things happen and trying to put the best, you know, possible fights together. So what I'm saying is, even in that little package that they gave you, just to show you where the mindset is different, and these are grown men wanting to put the best possible events on. You know, they want to you know, have this intrigue. You know, I was even thinking one day, I said, you know what's funny, man? Because me and my son, it's just funny. We were sitting up in here and we were playing, I think, UFC. Yeah, one of the UFC games we were playing. And one of the boards, one of the arenas on the game looked like one of those old gladiator arenas with the torches and all that and stuff, and the cemented backgrounds and all the statues of the gods and all that type of shit. And I'm like, you know, because the Saudis hooked these, you know, these venues up, I'm thinking, what if they do something like that? Start doing shit like that, just to be different, just to have, you understand what I'm saying? And they could have it an annual thing, a particular pay-per-view where maybe, you know, to get on, like, you know, this is something where they try to go extra hard and give you more fights for this particular, you know, pay-per-view. And not only that, you know, give the fighters more of an incentive. You know, it's just something to look forward to more. Like, you know, and I'm like, what if they, you know, and I'm saying, when you think outside the box, it's better for the product, it's better for everybody. Why? Because it shows that this person or the individuals involved are going out of their way to say, hey, man, we want you guys to get your money's worth. We want you guys to tune in and feel more than satisfied with what we're giving you. And, you know, this is what I'm saying. I mean, even things like that, and it's like, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, man, because, you know, hell, it's on a UFC game, but the UFC have never actually did that where they use props and things and have an arena set up to where it had that gladiator look. And I'm like, yeah, that would be, yeah, that would really be a nice touch, man. They got the big statues and all that up, and that would be a beautiful touch. Had the torches and everything, just things different. So it's funny, I thought about that, but then they put this little video short film together, which was I really liked it. I loved it. I thought it was real clever, and you know, it was entertaining. That I can get into. That's some grown-up shit. It's childish shit I can't get into. I just can't. Like, you know, but this was some grown-up shit. You know, I can't remember who the fighter was, where the guy told him to get out, and he punched him and then took his head and slammed his head on the table. And I remember the Deontay Wilder scene when he was on the staircase coming out. Like, I remember, you know, you know, but I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go check it out one more time once I go inside. Just getting off work, and I'm gonna come in here. I may maybe cut another couple of videos. And yeah, you know, hey, listen, I gotta go back to work. But what I'm saying, people, is like, it's one of these situations where, when you see things like that, it gets you in that mood. Like, it's not just something to watch, it's something you're looking forward to. And this is the type of things that we need more of, man. Like, you know, let's get people to really want to see what we're selling, you know. And, you know, hey, listen, man, no excuses about anything, man. Fighters, look, you know, don't just look the part, be the part. Win, lose, or draw, everybody wants to win, but, you know, don't make excuses. You know, we just saw, let me show you something that's very unprofessional. We just saw Kayla Harris defeat Holly Holm. Now, Joe Rogan on his podcast, I forget the other guy name he had on there, but they're like burying Kayla Harrison, oh, she looks horrible. Oh, she looks so much older than Holly Holm, and she's younger than Holly Holm, and all of this, just saying a whole bunch of lame type of shit. And you got, fanboys who basically they don't like the fact that Kayla Harrison came from PFL, okay, joined the UFC and beat someone who pretty much is seen as a UFC original, okay, and they didn't like that. So it's like you can talk all the shit you want, then they question her physique, is she on steroids, all this just goofy shit. It's like, okay, so here's a woman that's bigger, she's stronger than Holly Holmes. You guys had all this mouth talking about what Holly Holmes is going to do to her. Then they're saying Amanda Nunes will obliterate her. Maybe. But guess what? Make the fucking fight. If the fight happens, then we'll see. But you also said Holly Holmes would do the same thing. That's because they really underestimate these fighters in other organizations. So it's like if you're in the UFC, let's suck these guys and these men and women off and give them all the credit in the world. But if you're from Bellator, PFL, anywhere else, Invicta, the women's organization for Invicta, they have all this negative stuff. And the funny thing is, you don't hear Holly Holmes making no excuse. She said, well, that didn't go the way I planned. She said, I didn't do anything. I know I can do better than that, she said, but all credit to Kayla Harrison. She did what she had to, what she was supposed to do. But, and she didn't make any bones about it. Just thank everybody that's been supporting her, and that's that. And hopefully she don't become an excuse maker. Bottom line, like I said, Kayla Harrison is just too big, too strong, and pretty much she's just all around too much for Holly Holmes. You don't hear me say, oh, she's unbeatable, she'll beat everybody. No, I thought she'd beat Holmes, and she beat her. And my thing was, it was all these UFC fans talking about how Kayla Harrison couldn't beat the worst female fighter in the UFC. That's how trash the PFL is. And all of that shit, you didn't start hearing it until after Clarissa Shields joined the PFL. So I already knew where this energy was coming from. So that's why I made that video, But this is what I mean about unprofessionalism and all this nonsense. So hopefully people look at what's going on with the Saudis and realize, like, you know what, man, they don't want excuse makers. They don't want sore losers. They just want people that's ready to come in here and put it on the line and go in here and get these people what, their money's worth. Get the people what they want to see. And you lose some, you win some. Simple. Don't start the excuses. Don't start with the whole, I didn't drink enough water. You know what, my shoes are too tight. Damn, man, I should have wore the damn Adidas, man. Nikes is just not my brand. Or whatever. Stupid excuses. So, yeah. And that all being said, once again, I'm proud of the way they've been putting these fights on and conducting business. And I hope that it continues that way and no shady stuff starts happening. These guys already got plenty of money. And so, hopefully it's not a situation of greed and then, like I said, a bunch of shady stuff starts happening and then taint what's going on, because then it'll be just the same thing all over again. And then people won't care about the value and the quality of the fights. They'll just look at it like, it's the same thing, and it won't be a big deal. So, yeah, I like what I saw, and I like what the Saudis are doing. And, yeah, man, things like that are always entertaining. They always give a, more of a gladiator feel to what's going on. And so, yeah, and those things like that also get people attention, like I said, where people who might not have been paying attention, now they'll start watching and going, possibly, and go, hey, who are these fighters, who are these guys here? And they'll see names, and let me go look this person up on YouTube and see. And then all of a sudden you might have people, like I said, who don't even watch boxing or had no intentions on watching this, go, damn, you know what, let me check this out. But it is what it is, and yeah, I'm basically just looking at what the Saudis are doing and feel like, any fighters outside of these cards, whatever they're doing, I just want to see good fights. And you guys need to put your product together better. You guys need to understand, like I said, this is the hurt business, man. This isn't something for little kids running around here playing little back and forth elementary school banter, man. It's stuff that's not going to sell tickets. You know, kids are not the ones, you know, paying for like, paying bills for streaming services and support, you know, coming out supporting these fights or whatever. They're not the ones. It's grown adults, but it's real childish type behaviors going on. But you know what? For these guys that's fighting on these Saudi cards, if they continue to win and they keep that focus, they'll be able to accomplish things and get the type of notoriety that they normally wouldn't get, and they'll surpass other people just for that alone. When these people are coming from these promotions that's not doing anything for them, so when they're sitting back talking about, like, example, just look for example, we got word that Monday they were going to announce what was going on, and they did. Now let me just give you an example. Tank Davis is fighting Frank Martin. Do you know who else is on the card? Do you even care who else is on the card? Nope. And you know why? Because you know whoever's on there won't be somebody else with real star power. That's why. And you know it's going to be the same thing. Tank's going to be the star of the card, and him and Frank Martin is going to be the main event, and the building will be half empty like the first 3-4 fights. Nobody even cares. It's going to be the same thing. You see, this is where you have to look and realize and see what I'm saying about the effort to try to make everything better on every angle. So I like what they're doing. Anyway, talk to me in the comment section. What do y'all think about the little short movie that they did? And would y'all like to see that type of stuff more often? I know I would. You know, like I said, it's something else to look forward to. A little incentive to get the juices flowing, man, and get you into the mood to want to see it. But yeah, salute to the Saudis. You know, Eddie Hearn, Bob Arum. Not Bob Arum, Frank Warren. You know, everybody that's involved. You know, because this is something that the sport needed. This is definitely some of what the sport needed, and we're getting it now. So, talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.